Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Gold and Silver Club end of week review for the 27th of June 2014, presented by myself, Phil Carr, and Nick Kalsi at the Gold and Silver Club. Today we will be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. The live session will cover a end of week summary for the commodities. We'll look at gold, silver, oil, natural gas, coffee, amongst other commodities. We'll look at the top trades of the week. We'll be covering live market commentary and technical analysis. We'll also look at the week ahead, so key events looking forward. And of course, we'll be answering any questions you may have too. So gold prices this week. Well, in the last 24 hours, the bullion prices have fallen on Chinese gold scandal as Iraq tensions fade. So gold prices traded below the recent 9-week high on Friday as reports emerged on Thursday that the Chinese authorities have uncovered 15.2 billion illegal gold financing scheme that dates back at least 2 years. The report put downward pressure on the precious metals due to the immediate uncertainty of the situation. So what we're seeing at the moment is gold just stalling at the 1325 level this week, back down to 1313 at the moment. China is the world's largest consumer of gold, and it's estimated that up to 1,000 tons of the commodity is tied up in Chinese transactions. In the Middle East, the civil war in Iraq is still an issue for the marketplace, but has temporarily moved off the front burner. If tensions flare up again in the coming days, this matter could swiftly move back in to the spotlight and once again significantly impact commodity prices. In other commodities markets, this week crude oil prices touched a 9-month high on fears that the conflict in Iraq could split the country and hit oil exports. However, over the last 24 hours have retraced slightly as production has been largely unaffected by the fighting. Whilst in the US, the disappointing spending data released on Thursday sparked concerns over the outlook for demand from the world's top oil consumer, which also put moderate downward pressure on the prices. As the saying goes, volatility equals value. So the back-to-back report this week have once again presented commodities traders with multiple trading opportunities to trade the markets both ways for lucrative gains. We'll take a look at that very shortly in our top trades. Okay, so before we do so, I'm Phil Carr, professional trainer and speaker. I am the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world. So gold, silver, oil, natural gas, agricultural commodities. I have trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. And I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications and speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club is Nick Kalsi, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making a transition into proprietary trading. And prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. And through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset, and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy. Also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications who have appeared frequently on financial television. So that's a bit of background on the Gold and Silver Club. So we'll just take a look at the gold prices at the moment. We're currently trading at $1,314 an ounce. So not too bad. We're about 100 points shy of the highs of 1325 this week, but we have stalled around that key level. We'll take a look at the technicals very shortly. The top trades of this week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. First of all, earlier in the week, we had a lovely trade on platinum. This is still actually moving. We just broke above yesterday's high today. We've still got a nice swing trade left on this, but platinum, we had a 90-point risk on this trade, 180-point gain, 2-to-1, so $900 for each lot traded, $1,800 profit. We've also seen a continuation of palladium. Palladium's continued to break out actually even this morning from this entry. The risk on that trade, 50 points, so $500 risk for each lot, 120 points profit for $1,200 profit for a nice 2-to-1. On palladium, we continue to surge just this morning. Brent crude oil, some lovely day trades this week. We had a nice buy opportunity earlier on in the week. You can see a nice bounce off a key support level. The risk on that was 40 points, so $400 for each lot traded for a profit of 135 points to $1,350 profit for each lot there for a nice 3-to-1. Okay, fantastic. Right, so those are the some of the top trades that we've had this week at the Gold and Silver Club. What we'll do now, we'll just go into some live technical analysis. So first of all, we will start off with the metals. We look at palladium. So palladium continuing to have a lovely surge this morning. What I love about palladium here is that you can see a very clear upward trending channel. We've had this really since beginning of, well, about mid-March 2014, very clear resistance channel, very clear support channel. We came down, tested that earlier this week. You can see here, in fact, on Monday, we created a nice bounce just off the low end of that trend line, got confirmation, and look at this, just continuing to come up here. We just this morning got above last week's highs here, 837, and we're rocketing. We're at 840 now. Real next resistance here, about the 845, and possibly even a retest coming back up to the 2014 highs now. So loving this trade on palladium at the moment. Platinum, a similar move at the moment as well. So with platinum, we've continued to stay within this upward trending channel as well. In fact, we could draw just another key level of support here as well, where we've got nice upward trend. So platinum came down earlier on last week. We actually had another buy opportunity midweek this week, and it's just coming up towards its resistance zone at the moment. So we've got last week's highs here to contend with around the 1,484 US dollars an ounce, and then above that 1,493. We're coming into a little bit of resistance. In fact, we just broke out this morning, so it is looking good for platinum as well. We could get a pop up to about the 1485 level here for about another 100-point move. So platinum and palladium just star performers so far this year. Copper, not one to be missed as well. In fact, if you look at copper here and you just take a look on the daily chart, we've got a lovely just a V-shaped reversal pattern which is formed, so symmetrical as well here on copper. You can just have a look at this. So we've had this lovely symmetrical V-shaped reversal. We've broken out above that. We've just come up. We're testing a key level of resistance actually at the moment, just around the 3.16 level. Now, we did have a nice upward trending channel, which we've been following since about mid-March here. And we look like we're going to come up and test the previous support, which could be new resistance. But if not, if we don't get a sell-off there, we've got the next key level of resistance here. In fact, bear with me very quickly. I'm just going to, I think we've got a bit of a surge in price. We're currently up to around 3.184. Let me very quickly update this contract for you. It's just changed this week, so bear with me as I change the contract. Here we go. There we go. There's the move. So we're right at this key resistance level here, which is 3.1775. So we have actually come up. We've hit the previous support channel, new resistance. So we could be seeing a bit of profit taking here. We may get a move just to sell off here from this level and come back down again, but it's just been a fantastic breakout. So well done if you've also caught the copper breakout over this week. It's been a lovely move. If we look at oils here, so oil following a very strong channel as well. You can see here at the moment, just on light sweet crude oil, we came up this week and we tested the upper end of this trend channel. Been in this trend channel since the end of February. You can see previous resistance at the 105.32 level is now becoming support here. It's just tending to ricochet between support and resistance. The volatility has reduced a bit from 2 weeks ago, where we saw a lot of volatility on Iraq. At the moment, we're just tending to consolidate. We are holding on to the 105.30 level, so we'd be very interested to see if we can hold that and get a further breakout above the 107 level again. If we take a look also at Brent crude oil also has come down, tested the previous level of resistance, which is creating a new support level around the 113 level. Getting a nice bounce off there at the moment, actually, on Brent as well. So we may get higher price. It is a key, just go on the chart, it was a key level of previous resistance, created a new support level at 1283, and we could see a nice bounce to the upside. So definitely watching out for that. Oil definitely picks up a lot of momentum on Friday, so do keep an eye out for that. The US dollar index, we did break support this week. 80.20 got taken out. You can see here we've got this this nice V-shaped reversal pattern in the opposite direction. And on the daily, we've continued to follow a downward trend here. We are struggling a little bit to break it's about the 80.13 level. It's the second time we've been testing that level. However, again, there is quite a clear downward trend, which is starting to develop here. So even if we get a retracement, we may just get a continuation of this downward trend. The US dollar index, if it does continue to break down, will give more support to the metals, particularly gold and silver. So US dollar index very strongly correlated still, of course, to the metals inversely. So we'll be watching that for a potential further breakdown. Take a look at silver. Silver's had a nice move. It's managed to hold on to its move since FOMC. So after the FOMC, we held around the 21 level. This is where we closed last Friday. We've continued to consolidate around those levels. It's done well. Silver hasn't given back all those gains from the FOMC, had that breakout from the 20 level, had a dollar move to the upside, and we're just slowly chugging away here. We're slowly inching up. You can see just building up a little bit of a trend channel here on silver, as we just need to get a solid break above the 20, a solid move above the 21 level at the moment, get up to around the 21.50 and 22 level to really start to push silver to break through these swing highs here, these pivot highs, where traders who have been shorting from earlier in the year will have their stops. Those levels to be taken out in order to get a nice move to the upside here on silver. If we take a look at the soft, so we take a look at coffee. Coffee doing pretty well here to hold on to key support around the 165 to 160 zone. You can see we're starting to get a bit of a rounding bottom here as the market is starting to find some support and consolidate. We still haven't had a close above the 180 level, which is key resistance. So whilst we continue just to ricochet within these levels, the market could still break down. It may break out to the upside. We're still continuing to just consolidate between these levels of support and resistance at the moment. So we are definitely at an event area for coffee. If I just take that out, we look at a different time frame, we can see a little bit more clearly. Okay, so here is the key level of support and resistance. So key level of support around the 165 to 160 zone, key level of resistance around 180. So still to be decided here on the coffee market. If we take a look at wheat and corn, we're still maintaining a pretty strong downward trend. We did get a bit of a bounce off the 566 level with wheat earlier on this week. We're still, though, very much in a downward trending channel. Had some fantastic sell shorts on wheat over the last couple of months. The trend is still very much your friend at the moment. You can see we've come down to test the key level 566. If we can break down below that, we'll get a nice move down to the 550 is really a core level, very psychological level where a lot of traders will be looking at for profit taking, also potentially to get in long here. But at the moment, wheat is still maintaining a nice strong downward trend and doesn't look to be breaking out of that for the time being. So wheat and corn as well, just been fantastic to ride this trend for sell shorts. Let's just take a look at corn now as well. So if we go over to the corn market, so corn actually, just very simple set of fibs there. You can see it's just come up, retested the 445 level this week, and we're just continuing to consolidate. If I zoom this out a little bit, you'll see a bit more clearly the breakdown that we've had in price. So we've had a lovely move down over the last couple of months, similar to wheat as well, a bit of a retracement back to 445. We're looking now to take out this week's lows, come and take out 440 and get a nice move down to the 435 level for a 50-point move. And below that, we could really start to build up some more momentum. Okay, so really the top picks of today, the markets, which I think have got good volatility this morning, definitely platinum and palladium. Palladium is off to the races today. We've got a breakout above the weekly highs. Again, nice V-shaped reversal, bounce of a trend line. Palladium, it's a great market. 840 at the moment, should get a move back up to resistance channel here, which I'll be looking at. Platinum, there you go. It's just kicking off above 1473 at the moment, 1476, really heading for about the 1480 level. So platinum and palladium just star performers at the moment. Copper as well, it's just come up and hit a profit target actually. So copper, we may get some consolidation there. And also keep an eye, of course, on the oils today. I think those could be really pick up some momentum. Right. So with that, let's take a look at the key news announcements as we go into the week ahead. So the key news that we want to have a look at this week, the 6 main announcements. We've got Monday, 30th of June at 2:45 p.m. BST, 9:45 a.m. EST. We have the Chicago PMI. Now, the Chicago Purchasing Managers Index, the PMI, determines the economic health of the manufacturing sector in the Chicago region. So a reading above 50 indicates expansion of the manufacturing sector. A reading below indicates contraction. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Then we've got Tuesday, the 1st of July, 3 p.m. BST, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, US ISM Manufacturing PMI. So the Institute of Supply Management, or ISM Non-Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, reports on the overall economic conditions of the non-manufacturing sector, including business activity, new orders, employment and supply, the deliveries. Again, a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. Then Wednesday, the 2nd of July at 1:15 p.m. BST, 8:15 Eastern Time, we have the ADP non-farm employment change. So that report measures the monthly change in non-farm private employment. The release 2 days ahead of government data is a good predictor of the non-farm payroll report. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And then moving into next week, on Wednesday, we've got US crude oil inventories, 3:30 p.m. BST, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. That data reports a number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have in their inventory. Commercial firms report those inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish of crude oil prices, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. Thursday, the 3rd of July, 1:30 p.m. BST, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, we have the US non-farm payrolls. Non-farm payroll measures the change in the number of people employed during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. So job creation is, of course, the foremost indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for the majority of economic activity. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And then Thursday, the 3rd of July, we have 3:30 p.m. BST, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We have the US natural gas storage report. The Energy Information Administration, the EIA, natural gas storage report measures the change in the number of cubic feet of natural gas held in underground storage during the past week. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for natural gas, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. Now, you may have spotted it. US non-farm payrolls next week is not on Friday. It is on Thursday, the 3rd of July. So that's a change to the agenda due to Friday being bank holiday in the US. So make sure that's going to be the most high impact announcement next week, okay, the US non-farm payroll. So Thursday at 1:30 p.m. BST. Do make sure you have that in your calendar. That's likely to definitely be a high impact announcement. Right. So again, for those of you who would like to take your trading to the next level, you can find out more about the Gold and Silver Club live trading room. Very simply request more information on the Gold and Silver Club live trading room program and daily trade calls. You can just go to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. You'll get set up with all our technical charts of our Gold and Silver Club, all our indicators, and have all the technical levels we are looking at. You can call either our London office, our New York office, our Johannesburg office, our Budapest office, or our Hong Kong office, just whichever office is closest to you, with the numbers on the screen. And of course, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get free weekly reports on the precious metals, energies, agriculture, live market analysis and prices. So do make sure you take advantage of that too. So what I'll do, if you do want to find out more about our live trading room, you can do so just simply on the slide just here. That has all the contact details for you. Okay, fantastic. So with that, guys, I wish you good luck for the rest of the day's trading. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here same time next week. And if you have got any questions or need any assistance, do get in touch with us on the details on the screen. Okay, great stuff. Take care, everyone. Thanks again to FX Street and the team for putting on today's webinar. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.